guys, I'm out again for a wild camp. This time I'm on the Solway Firth, and I've been looking everywhere for a place to set up camp. And as you can see, the tide's coming in and it's looking a bit treacherous. That's Bowness on Solway, and it's a lovely stretch of coastline, but as you can see, the tide's coming right in, and I don't know how high it's going to be. Depending on how high the tide is, some of these spring tides, it can reach the road over there. I don't know if you can see that car, but the tide does go up there sometimes, which covers all that grass. It's quite a dangerous place. So to keep it safe, I'm going to camp on this old viaduct. It's the remains of a mineral railway line that used to take iron ore from the mines in Cumberland over to Lanarkshire. Totally dismantled now. But that would have, at one time, would have gone right across the Solway, from Bowness on Solway to Annan. And that's the other side of the viaduct at Annan. And the viaduct was over 1,700 metres long. And during the winter of 1880-81, the rivers froze, and in the spring big chunks of ice come down. There was a very strong tide, and the ice basically hit the piers of the viaduct and it collapsed some of it. There's not much remaining now. It was closed to traffic in 1921, and in 1934 they started to demolish it. And the inhabitants on the Scottish side weren't too happy when they saw the viaduct getting took down, because they used it to walk across to get to England, because on a Sunday alcohol wasn't available in Scotland but it was in England, so they would walk across to get some. So this is where I'm going to do my wild camp, and I've already got a sitting and cooking area all set up. Up here it's a bit windy, so that's why I've dropped down a touch behind these trees, but it's not as flat. And up here I think I've got a better spot for camping next to this old, I don't know what you want to call it, but this is about as flat as an area I'm going to get up here. I'm not going to get bothered by the tide. The tide's still coming in and it can be treacherous, but that's the views, guys. This is where it's at. My cooking kit today, I brought my nest of 2 pots, which comes with these 2 lids, but I've left a smaller one at home because I can get another cup inside for a coffee later. This is just the right size for one of those 2-in-1 coffees. I think it's like 200 ml or something like that, 200 millilitres. I've got a DIY spoke. You get them cheap cutlery sets from, oh, I'm not sure, it's like the pound shop, B&M or something like that. And they're like a camp and cook set. You get like the knife, the fork and the spoon. But what I do is, the spoon, I use the Dremel and I turn it into a spoke. They're not very good, you know, it's not the highest quality stainless steel, and I have seen these rust after a while, where there's like a rivet goes through. So I don't think it's the best quality. I'm going to have some food now, some instant noodles and smoked pork sausage, just chopped up and mixed in. Take a few minutes to soften up. I've got a few of these sachets from the noodles I've had in the past. You know, it's just a flavouring basically, and I tend not to use it sometimes, but there's a lot of water in there. I put too much in, so I'm trying to make a bit of a gravy. So I've got chicken flavour in, there's pork, and there's the chow mein sachet. So a funny combination. In fact, one of them might even be in a curry flavour, but it is thickening it up a bit. Not a bad little cooking area. And I've got some fantastic views across the Solway into Scotland. Got some mountains over there, I'm not sure which ones they are. That's not bad at all, that thing. For something that's quick and easy to make. I'm more for simplicity. I mean, why give yourself a chow and why make life difficult for yourself? Just bring out food that you can basically warm through. You haven't got to slather on. Well, I fancy another coffee, but the fire's just about gone out, and rather than use another buddy burner, I'm going to try this dried up ghost bush, see if I can get it to come back to life. Still a bit of heat in it, eh? I can't really watch what I'm doing and blow at the same time. Oh, there we go. And when it does catch, like, it certainly goes up. A decent bit of tinder, that. You get a lovely scent from this when you burn it. Ghost bushes. Part of the trouble I'm having is I'm trying to keep a little fire going instead of having a bigger fire and letting it die down and having a better coals. It's a lot more faff, you know, feeding little bits of twigs in, and because it's just, yeah, just forever feeding twigs in, and it can go out so easy. But I've only got 2 buddy burners left, so I want to keep them. That's why I'm persevering, and it's a good skill to have as well, just being able to light fires and stuff like that. As long as you don't go totally silly and, you know, burn the whole place down. Shouldn't take very long. It's that triangle, isn't it? Fuel, oxygen and heat. Lose any one of them and the fire will go out. But usually when you can get a bit of a fire going like that, it's only going to take a couple of minutes to heat water up that small pot. There's a lot of heat in there. And that's the views, guys. Another look over to Scotland. And a wild camp on the Solway viaduct. That wind's totally died down and the sun's setting over the Solway. And it's just another beautiful night for wild camping. And over there you've got Bowness on Solway, which is the start of the Roman wall, and went all the way to Wall's End, 73 miles away. Fantastic bit of engineering, and it's a World Heritage Site. And under the town there's an ancient Roman fort. Can't see it now, it's just totally buried, but it's there. So I just wonder what Roman archaeology lies underneath that town, or even around here in the mud, in the sand. I've seen quite a few metal detectorists around here And I don't know what the legality is for coastal areas. I think you still have to have a permit. Or a licence, I should say. Well, I'm going to try out my new mat I got from Lidl, $17.99. Now I've got a Thermarest Pro Light, which retails for about £70, so it's about a quarter of the price. Pack size, about the same. The Pro Light's self-inflating. This isn't, and I have put air into it. I've lain on it, you know. I've tried it basically in the house to make sure that it wasn't punctured. And it's a bit of a slaver to put up, to blow up, and also to get down as well. If I had to give me initial thoughts, I haven't slept on it, but I think it is going to be more comfortable than the Pro Light. So that's me all set up for an evening wild camping on the Solway. Sun's gone down now. Stars will come out soon. And over there you got the array of antennas. Look like fairy lights, don't they? Twinkling away there. Very pretty. Well, I'm in my snug pack Stratosphere, sleeping in my Van Gogh Venom 300 sleeping bag on top of me cheap air mattress from Lidl's, and camping pillar. Cheap and cheerful. What could go wrong on this beautiful night? A wild camp on the Solway Firth with beautiful views over towards Scotland. Get out and do a bit of wild camping, you know it makes sense. Morning. Well, if you ever fancied wild camping somewhere that's a little bit different, I highly recommend this place. I like the Solway. There's some fantastic views, but there's not very many places you can basically set up a camp because of the tides are so unpredictable. I was woken up by the birds as well. You can probably hear them. Probably telling us to get away. It's mental, this place, for wildlife. If you're a bird twitcher, this is paradise. You know, bring a pair of binoculars, bring a telescope, because across the Solway to Scotland you've got some fantastic views of the mountains. And I had such a lovely night sleep on my new mattress. I was a bit apprehensive about buying it because I've got a Thermarest and it's an excellent bit of kit. Don't get us wrong, you know, I think Thermarest they're the market leaders basically. But saying that, there's a lot of cheaper manufacturers which are up in that game. Gotta watch it doesn't blow away in this sort of wind, look at that. Crazy. That's one thing you gotta watch out with these mattresses, that it doesn't blow away. It's got the non-returnable valve. So you know as the air is escaping, but put your finger in to release it. I'm pushing it down and it's just, the valve's just coming back into place. I think that's the trick. Lie on top of it like you would with a blow-up doll. That's what it feels like to me. That's the only drawback I can think of with these, mattresses, is that they're a bit of a slaver to, deflate. A thermarest or a self-inflating mattress is better in that respect though, but they're not as comfortable. This is comfortable, and at a quarter of the price, it's worth, definitely worth considering. But how long is it going to last? I've only used it once, so time will tell. Always check around, make sure you've left no rubbish. Wild camper's motto, leave no trace. Right, it's been a good one. I'm going to get away, and hopefully I'll catch you all on the next one.